What's up, guys? Welcome to part 2 of this week's Let's Talk. I have Nathan and Liam with me still. We're just gonna go through the BCC reveal and also talk about SS3 as well. So we didn't get to do that last time. It was already an hour long, so if you watched all of that, then yeah, really appreciate it. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. This is the Crisis Crusher Son Goku. BCC Battles Volume 6, available in November, although that's for the States. Do we know when this is coming out in the UK?
Probably, I think it's December, because on my BCC organisation page, we can't order BCCs for December because they don't exist, so I imagine it's going to go into that slot.
Yeah, okay. So, the permanent on this is... if there are no battle cards in play in your battle area, reduce the energy cost of this card by 2. So it's a 1 cost. And also the other permanent, players can't attack with battle cards with the energy cost of 1. Activate main once per turn. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 and KO it. So again, this is countering the sort of storm decks, I guess.
Yeah.
And all the 1 cost drops that they have.
Yeah, like the Kames and the Dendays again as well.
Yeah.
And then the 1-drop blockers like the Guldo that Liam likes to use.
I don't know if this killed my Guldo. I'd be actually crushed. No pun intended. But I'd be sad.
Yeah, it's I mean this will be a 1-drop. I mean, if you get, is it Dende, the one that wipes the board? Or Kami? Yeah, Dende. So, you know, if they wipe your board, you can drop this next turn and remove it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it goes to the graveyard anyway.
Oh right, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. But yeah, it's still good. I mean, you can drop this and lock your opponent out of 1-drop attacks as well.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the worst thing about it is it's not going to come in foil, because that'd look beautiful in foil.
That would look amazing in foil.
There is a good thing about this. I get to play my favourite leader in the whole of the game again, which is Beerus. Beerus has been too slow for too long. Crisis Crusher reinvigorates it. And plus, this SS3 stays banned, which I hope it will. Sorry, everyone that plays it. Then this seems really good with Beerus, because they won't be able to attack with anything that's a 1-drop. Yeah. You can start attacking with your Beerus, which will then kill anything that's low and the 3-drop. And then you can start ramping up to that energy and then lock them out of the game and kill them. That's personally what I'm excited for when it comes to this card.
Yeah.
I'll probably get a playset and put it in a binder.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like me.
You'll get loads, Liam.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you can send us playsets because our shop might not get them.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, actually for a BCC promo, it's very good, because I was thinking about BCC promos and I thought, oh, this isn't that great, but realistically, you've had Ability Unleash Gohan, and you had Scrambling Goten,
amazing,
which are good.
Yeah.
But you've also had Absolute Attack Mirror. You've had Preface Goku, which it's okay. And you've also had the Bardock as well, which is terrible.
Cool. Yeah, totally playable.
So yeah, it's pretty good for a BCC promo. Looking forward to getting this one.
Yeah, it looks so good. I have no idea who that that.
Oh, that's Xeno Goku.
That's, okay. I was gonna be like, I have no idea who that.
It's part of Xenoverse, so if you play the games, then you'll know.
They've also got a spin-off series, so once you finish Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, you can watch the spin-off series.
Dragon Ball Heroes. It's to promote the Dragon Ball Heroes game. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're only like 10 minutes long, so you can get through them pretty quickly. I think there's only like 4 episodes. What is they?
Yeah, there is a manga. They've had quite a few issues out on that. But yeah, uh, this comes out probably in December for us, but November for the States. So let's move on to the main event. SS3 is finally being banned. So I'm just going to go through this again. I've gone through it in my previous video, but basically Bandai said, sorry, we didn't expect this to happen.
Really? Jesus.
So the limited fleet on 21st of September, that was yesterday at time of recording, and SS3 will be temporarily banned from the 28th of September, which is when Europe gets Colossal Warfare released. And also, I believe World Martial Arts Tournament is already out in North America. And also, it will be, they currently plan on banning the card until the 8th of November. And it will be usable again starting the 9th of November, which is when Set 5 is released in North America. It won't be released in the UK yet. So actually, we do get a small window of SS3 before Set 5. But that's their current plan, and they might not stick to that. What do you guys think?
I think the reason why they're doing it realistically is with Set 5, there's quite a few cards that are meant to stifle SS3 a little bit, isn't there?
Yes.
So I think what they're going to do is they've gone, okay, moment of reflection. We knew these cards were coming. We thought we could hold out until this. Turns out it is really oppressive. So we're going to get rid of it. But we're going to let it come back once the cards we have lined up to slow it down a little bit come out. Then if these new cards don't do anything because, I don't know, people choose not to play it, which in their own way is our own fault, they might ban it again. But then if people aren't playing these cards to neuter it, then it gets into a weird situation because should they ban a card because people refuse to play the cards that stop the card? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like it when you get.
I mean,
into...
it's like
I think
if no one played Cronoa, should you ban Shigesh?
Yeah, like if no one played Cronoa, and then everyone still played that card, and then everyone was like, "Oh, we still want you to ban like Shigesh because you can't stop it." Well, just use 4 of your slots for that card. No. Then that's people's own faults for not doing it, which I think is going to happen with this. I think after Set 5's released, it won't get banned.
Yeah,
I think it becomes heavily played.
Checks.
Yeah, there'll be enough checks in place. There was some errata that was made to that card in the Ultimate Box, which I don't quite understand what changed, but everyone lost their marbles about it.
Oh, you mean Force Ejection Marseille?
Yeah, I've read it,
Yeah,
and I still don't.
they changed the ruling on that, so you basically couldn't use the Vegeta energy lock because it checks energy when you charge, which it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. The ruling is just it's crazy, but that's how they've officially ruled it.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, we're gonna enter. Well, in the UK, we're gonna enter into Set 4 without SS3. So it's going to be really different from what happens in the States. So yeah, guys, you can't just watch my tournament reports and net deck. So I've been doing that as well. I've been preparing for Set 4, looking through what's won, chose what to play, and now they've banned SS3.
Yeah, it's affected the group that I play test and discuss with. I have a very small group that I talk with at the Dice Cup, and we all had our own deck that we play tested. And getting rid of SS3 didn't affect me because I was playing the deck I've been playing is Ginyu. But to be honest, my deck box had Ginyu in it, and it also had an unsleeved SS3, because there was a point where I was like, maybe I'll just get rid of Ginyu and just play SS3.
Yeah.
Not change any of the deck, just play SS3 for why not. So them getting rid of it helped me in that decision, but there was also other people in my testing group that were playing SS3, and in the past couple of days, they've just literally been waving their arms in the air, asking what do they do now, because they've been testing this deck for a couple of weeks, and now the deck doesn't exist for the tournament.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think will happen to the meta then? We'll start off with let's start with North America. Let's do North America first.
So in North America,
go.
sorry, no, you go ahead.
No, just say what you're saying. I'll say it as an afterthought. You're gonna fill in the chat.
I think in North America they've still got Scrambling Goten, and they've got the Ultimate Box, and that's the big difference, because we're not sure when we're going to get them. But Scrambling Goten alone makes yellow so much more powerful as a colour. So I think Hirudegon is just the clear choice for North America.
Yeah, I just brought up the blue-yellow Hirudegon list.
Yeah.
The 4 Gotens.
And I think it's pretty strong in the UK still as well.
Yeah.
Fairly sure it's still going to get played here. But I know we kind of agree on this. We think that cell chain of some sort is going to be really powerful in the UK. Whether it be
by the way,
or
guys,
cell.
the decks on screen are just random decks that I found, so they're not necessarily good builds, but they looked okay.
I know you felt that Trunks was going to be really strong, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it'll be strong in the UK. But in the States, I don't know. It might, because of scrambling, it might do something, but I'm not too sure. I think at the beginning of set 4, so that I was looking at that first tournament, the one Anthony Hernandez didn't win. Yes.
Anthony Hernandez?
Yeah, the one he didn't win. And there were 3 Trunks in the top there. There were a few Hirudegons, and there was that U7 Gohan as well.
You see, with the Trunks, I know we discussed this earlier on, but it wasn't on the video. I thought the main power of the Trunks leader was being able to attack, combo with the free hand, draw a card, flute it back, get the free hand back and draw a card, and then still having the free hand available.
Yeah.
Because you fluted it back, and because flute is now limited to 1, I think that's going to have a huge impact on the deck itself. I'm not saying that's going to be unplayable, and I still think it's probably going to be tier 1, maybe 1.5. But I don't see it competing with Hirudegon or Cell. And in fact, I think it's going to have a terrible Cell matchup because of how much it draws.
Yeah, no, that is true. It really depends if it can punch Cell enough, so that Cell just doesn't have the pieces to capitalize on any sort of Cell chain.
Yeah, that's always the case with Cell, though, isn't it? If you can knock it off its stride and not let it have its pieces, you can beat it or have a counter to it, like Bloodlust, or knocking your hand down, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the Cell deck does have the advantage of the frontal cell can destroy anything that costs 3 or less, can't it? By getting rid of the card.
Yes, the front of Cell.
Yeah. So you can do that, which will slow Storm down. Storm itself.
When I said Cell, I just meant the Cell chain. I think most people probably play the Android leader, rather than the Cell leader.
I agree.
Oh, okay. But their decks as a whole are going to they self-awaken because of the 1-drops that they play. So they're going to have a lot of cards in hand. And if you do manage to get to turn 3 playing Cell, you're absolutely going to rip them apart.
Oh, I just thought, do Do you know my combo that I keep going on about with the freezer and the black mass saying where you get them to discard 2 cards?
Yeah.
If you get the 1 power Bardock out of their hand with the freezer, they have to take a life as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they would.
Yeah, they would.
So if they're on
The freezer's
free
a
life,
6 drop though.
no, so it's a 4 drop.
Oh, sorry. That yes. The yellow promo freezer. Yes.
Yeah, so it's got double strike as well, I believe. So if they're on free life, you get the Bardock out of their hand, make them drop 2 cards, and you swing in for double strike.
Drop 2
That's
Bardocks
gonna
from
be
their
pretty
hand.
good. Oh yeah.
Oh, man, if they've got 2 Bardocks in right.
Which they do quite a lot, don't they? The way it plays through the deck.
way that it plays, yeah.
eventually,
Yeah, because then
you
they
get
combo,
everything.
they combo them away after they're done with it.
yeah. So if you get them at a point where they've still got them in the hand before they combo them away, you can drop them from 4 to 2 with a double striker, and they've got a very depleted hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but I mean, Khalifa was a thing, and no one did that with Khalifa.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But I didn't play
in
Khalifa.
theory, it could work.
Yeah. Hopefully it works, because
Hey,
I'm
it'll
gonna
be
try
good. It'll
it.
be good as a side deck. I mean, if you're playing yellow anyway, you're probably playing Bardocks yourself.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'm thinking ahead anyway, because that Black Mass Saying doesn't come up for a very long time in the UK anyway. Sorry, got sidetracked again.
Well, no, technically, it's not that far away. It's meant to be, what, like 2 months away? It's like November time, isn't it, when it's meant to be?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks after. I think it's the 23rd of November.
You see now, that just seems so far away from me right now.
Yeah, it's 2 months. 2 months,
Yeah,
which is
but
it's quite far.
we're still in September.
We're still in September. I've only had 3 months on YouTube, so
Is that 3 months?
Yeah, just over 3 months.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. But yeah, okay. Let's move on to the UK meta. I'm just on the blue leader page now because I assume
the blue leader page. Where are we going?
Yeah, where are we going after SS3? So when set 4 drops in the UK, what's going to be the most dominant deck?
Most played deck, I think, might be Storm, but everyone's going to be really bad at playing it, so they're going to lose the game themselves.
Yeah, so Trunks, you think?
Yeah, Trunks could. I reckon Trunks could be quite played. Cell's in a weird place. I think Cell, I think Cell could be the most dominant deck, not the most played deck, and it'll
Cell
only
or
be
androids? Sorry.
I mean Cell chain, as
Yeah.
like a thing. But I think the deck will do well if it preys upon Storm.
Yeah.
That's my theory. But if a lot of people turn up with Cell going, we're going to beat Storm, and no one actually plays Storm, I don't think Cell will do that well.
Sure.
So it has to be the environment where not a lot of people turn up with Cell, and then something Cell, the majority, 3 out of 8 decks that go into the top 8 will all be Cell.
Yeah. So.
But then when Cell becomes overly played in the meta, to counteract Cell, the best leader would be a Bloodlust leader, right? Of some sort.
Yeah, but now there's even more. When you get into set 5, as a whole.
We're not. Yeah, but
no, not set 5. I mean
set
4. No, I mean set 4. When you look at the old thing with Cell is that it didn't do very well against Bloodlust. But back when this was the case, there wasn't as many 17 and 18. There's more of them now, so they can reliably more so than what they used to.
You can
not do
pretty
the combo
much...
and then still have a second one in hand and do it anyway.
Yeah, you can basically just play androids and just punch them down, playing off the fear of Cell chain.
Yeah, which is sometimes more powerful than the Cell chain.
Yeah.
Because if somebody's Cell chaining themselves, I know you didn't see that, but did quotation marks, by keeping a low hand so they're not as affected by cell chain. That's better than you wasting resources on investing into your own cell chain.
Or the other thing that people do, which is what I used to do when I played cell chain, was if someone goes into the fear factor mode where they keep their hand size really low, there's the 5-drop cell where you take a card from your life and they discard a card.
Power stealing.
And then that puts them, and then they puts them to 2 cards. Then they've also got the super combos that makes them discard a card. You've got the black overwhelm that makes them discard a card.
Yeah.
Mirror.
That whole premise of you just need, I think you need to keep onto your hand. I mean, Cell's like the second-ish deck I'm thinking of playing. I'm either going to play Cell, which is the smart decision, or I'm going to play Ginyu Force, which is a meme. And this is an actual decision. I don't know what I'm going to play, but it's going to be one of those 2 decks, I think.
So,
I think for me personally, I'm going to be choosing between Cell and judging the meta enough to see whether or not I can play a Shigesh leader.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So you're going to play
the only time I'd play
to Dodoria?
Possibly. Like I said, I need to judge the meta at the time, because if people are dropping Cronoa from the side decks as well as the main deck, that's the time to strike with it.
Yeah, a lot
Sure.
of people will be playing Cronoa in the side, won't they? No, I can't imagine people playing it in the main. Is that what people do? Do people do that?
They did for a while.
They did,
in America.
They did it at the beginning of the format, then people just ended up siding them.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a very small window of opportunity to strike with a Shigesh leader.
Yeah.
And if somebody gets in at that time, they're going to be very lucky, and it's going to change the meta for the rest of the UK, for the rest of the format, because people will remember that Shigesh is a deck, and you need to eat your veggies.
So...
Yeah, I do know there is. I'm sure there's one person who's not part of my testing group who, when I spoke to him, because obviously we have quite a large group on Tuesdays, and he's one of the people that are going. And last time I spoke to him, I'm sure he said, I don't care if people are going to play Cronoa, I'm still going to play it. And if they do play it, I'll just play it from the field anyway. So he knows it's there, and I've told him the correct thing to do is probably try and come up with maybe an alternative solution. But he says he's going to do like the Magic the Gathering thing, really, and just say, force them to have it. If they don't have it, I'm just going to, like, I'll kill them.
I mean, that's the thing. If people are just going to side it, if you can just overwhelm them in game 1.
Yeah, I think that's his plan. Just literally just hope you can win game 1 and then just try and win game 2 without it.
Yeah.
That guy at your locals is going to make every person at your locals side Cronoa for the entirety of the format.
Main it.
Yeah, maybe even main it. Whereas if he dropped it for 3 to 4 weeks, people might be like, nobody's playing Shigesh, I'm going to drop Cronoa from my side deck.
We tend to do best of 1s in Nottingham anyway, so it's not really.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have to main that Cronoa.
But I've been like theory crafting for a while, because we do sometimes on Saturdays do best of 3. It's not very often, but it requires the store to have space for us to do it and for us to start early enough, because our locals don't start until 7:30 on a Tuesday, so we don't really have time to do, like, because of how big our group is. Sometimes our group can be like 20 to like 25 people. We can't really do 4 rounds of 60 minutes.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
We won't be leaving. Like, people have work. We won't be done until like 11. So we don't do it.
No, that does make sense.
But I have been saying for a while, what if best of 1s, you could have a sideboard that was like 10 cards instead of 15, and you was allowed to use it when the leader's represented. So you don't know what cards they've got in the deck, but you can see what leader they've got and take a guess at what they're running. And then maybe formulate a sideboard for it.
Yeah, that might work now that SS3 is banned.
You see, I feel like that might be too strong in certain leaders. Like, for example, the guy that's going to play the yellow leader with Shigeshi's, I feel like if someone slaps down a Ginyu, you put the Chronoas in, and to me that just seems a little unfair towards him.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, it is unfair towards him, but you know, at the same time, he could just not play Shigeshi in the deck, and you've just
Yeah, but you
enabled...
could say the person playing Shigeshi isn't being fair. The whole game's based around cards not being fair. That's how you like gain advantage and win. Every time someone does the heightened, which is the Goku where it returns all their cards and it's got like triple strike. It's like a 7-drop.
UI Goku.
Yeah, and then you've got Cell. Cell isn't fair. That Goku isn't fair. There's a lot of cards that aren't fair.
Life isn't fair. Kid.
Life isn't fair. The whole point of card
Are you
games
saying
realistically-
SS3 shouldn't have been banned then? People should just get good.
Sure. No, SS3 is broken. It's not fun. When everyone's playing SS3, like
Right.
I understand. In a way, it is fixed. SS3 is good, and you shouldn't ban it. But also, what they shouldn't do is ever print another leader again.
So
They shouldn't bother.
everyone has to play SS3.
Yeah, just ban every other leader, leave SS3, and we'll just play Dragon Ball Super the card game SS3 edition.
You see, my thoughts towards it are probably different to most people. I don't think that you should bring SS3 down to other leaders' levels. I think you should bring other leaders up to the SS3 level. Because if we had a pool of leaders, say 5 to 10 leaders the next year that were as strong as SS3, we wouldn't have a problem with SS3 because it's just one of many. The problem
there are
is
just so many leaders that are like a level below SS3.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. So what you're doing is you're putting SS3 on a pedestal, and you're looking up at it and you're just saying none of these are as good as you. But if up on that pedestal you had another 10 leaders, then there wouldn't be a problem because then you'd have the tier 1 leaders, and then you'd have
I mean, in a sense, that they've kind of done what you're trying to describe, except instead of placing, because they don't have the leaders on the same level yet, so they've taken SS3 away for now, so that all the leaders below can compete, and then they're going to put SS3 back when it's a bit more balanced.
Do you know when they first was discussing erratering SS3?
Yeah.
What I thought they should have done was, a lot of people said this, but I think they should have made it so its ability was you can only place up to 6 energy, which is what it originally did. At the end of your turn, choose up to 3 of your blue energy and then switch them to active.
Yeah.
That's what I think they should have done. But then I think what they also should do when doing that is print a leader of every color that did the same thing. Yeah. So if you had like a yellow leader that did the exact same thing, but it was choose up to 3 of your energy.
I've got 2 Bloodlust and a Crushable Live at the end of every turn.
No, but that would require it to specifically be a yellow leader that had this effect. It was also
Freezer's Army.
If it was also Freezer Army. I'm not saying they should do Nimbus. That. That's not what I'm requesting they should do.
I'm requesting that.
They could make a heightened senses, blue Goku, red Goku, yellow Goku. Same card, but only works with its colour.
I said quite a while ago that a great counter card would be a black extra card, which is a counter where when you play it, you change the colour of your opponent's leader for the rest of the turn to whatever you choose it to be.
That's crazy.
No, but if you think about it, you play it as a counter to any card, and then it just prevents that card. So if they play Bloodlust, you go counter, change your leader to black. The Bloodlust would fizzle, and that's that. And then again, if they play a Cell Chain, you play the counter. It's not a green leader anymore, so they can't use the Cell Chain. Oh wait, you'd have to
No,
be
it's
green for a cell
it's
chain.
an
But yeah,
Android leader, isn't it?
sorry, it doesn't fix that then.
I mean,
So you want
there
zombie
was
world? Is what you want?
yeah, Zombie World.
there's I can't there's a card in Magic the Gathering that's played in its legacy and like modern formats. That is a land. It's an enchantment that you put on lands, which in this game is energy. And when SS3 picked up, people started being greedy, and there's like 2-color decks that don't even like run blue, and they also run black. So it's like a 3-color deck. And I was saying,
Do you know what? Do you know
what
what would
would
be
be
good
really
from
good?
Magic?
What?
Like a Blood Moon, where instead of making them basic mountains, you make every one of your energies the same color as the leader.
This is what I was going to say. I was going to say, what
Oh,
if they
okay.
did this is what if they did a leader where its
Yeah.
effect was an auto, where you got to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, pick one, and you get to change the color identity of the opponent's target energy into the color that you choose.
Yeah, pretty much
So if
Blood
you're
Moon. Like,
yeah, so it's a bit like Blood Moon, but it doesn't always hit. So if I was playing a green red deck and they're playing an SS3 blue red, and both their cards identities they got was blue and red, you could use your auto of your leader and then switch their red to a blue, so they got a double blue opening or a double red opening, because you looked at the top of your deck and then switched the color identity of their card, which then turns
yeah,
some of their deck off.
yeah,
Because
that doesn't sound like an idea.
SS3 is super greedy.
Imagine
Because
if they open one black energy and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look at the top 5. You get black. Oh, you've opened double black.
Yeah, exactly. The reason
Yeah.
why SS3, one of its weaknesses is the fact it is a greedy deck. You can get an opening where you don't function very well. And if
Yeah.
you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and turn one of their lands into black, then bye bye SS3.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Very
don't know. I
good.
think that's a bit too that's a bit too oppressive for some other leaders. Which I guess in card games, I know people have been complaining that when they make certain hits, or when Bandai have released cards that have a specific target in mind that they hit, and there's collateral damage. But in every card game that's like that. In Yu-Gi-Oh, certain cards get banned, and the fun decks get hit for no reason at all. But yeah, I don't know. That it seems too complicated, that leader, to me.
Yeah. I felt like my extra counter card that is black, it's quite a good solution where you just change the color of the leader. So like the super combos don't work as well.
But
Bloodlust doesn't
again,
work.
that would absolutely destroy certain decks.
It's only until the end of the turn though.
So you just basically turn off all their super combos. That is very, very strong.
Turn off the super combos. There's already a
For one turn.
There's already a freezer that does that.
No, you just have to take life for it. So we think Hirudegarn and Trunks will be popular. But you guys think Cell Chain will be the correct metacal in the UK?
I think it's
At
the
some
correct
point,
metacal if what we said is the decks people will play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
But
think
then
there
if
are...
everybody plays Cell Chain,
Then
the
it's not
correct
very
choice
good.
would be a Bloodlust.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if
Rock,
everyone
paper,
played...
scissors.
Okay, so we're back to the same sort of format then. Do you think there are any other leaders that people might play that will be decent and competitive?
Mecha Freezer.
Mecha.
That's a Bloodlust leader.
Yeah, boy.
So Mecha and Ginyu, you think will be more
I
competitive?
think I always like Pan. I always think Pan's a good leader.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how it'll stack up in the meta. But I think Pan as a leader is a very strong leader.
It is, yeah.
There is someone in my local who plays, I think it's Pan, and then they play the super, the secret rare Goku, with that package, and it's so powerful. It comes out so fast.
Yeah.
I don't know how it would hold up in the next set, but it's not that slow. I still think it wins on like turn 3/4.
Nice.
I feel like Pan's one of those decks where if you're a good player with Pan, you're gonna have a really good percentage against most decks. But if
You
you're
just draw so
inexperienced with Pan, yeah, it's one of those decks where it looks obvious, but it's really not the way you should play it. The charging, for example, can get really complex. Even though it's usually just mono red, what you charge has a lot of influence on the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Just thinking about the UK meta report, what do you guys think of U7 Freezer?
Against Storm, I think it's too slow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite yet. It doesn't quite have the draw power or survivability for Storm, I guess.
Yeah. All I know is that the Jiren's tier 0, so it's going to win.
I mean, if it dodges all of if it dodges everything. I mean,
Yeah.
some people might not make it to the tables. You don't know what the Jiren player's done in between games. Could be people set up to tables, chained up to posts. You don't know.
That's the exact kind of behavior I expect from a Jiren player. Just carrying balls of duct tape in the bags, ready to pounce.
What's in that heavy bag, mate? Just my deck.
Jiren leader, you know how it is.
Yeah. Solid gold Jiren leader.
Okay, so you guys got anything to add about the meta? I think we've covered most bases. What about Soul Striker? So the I guess kind of the obvious replacement for SS3, but not really.
No, actually,
it doesn't matter how hard you wish.
No, it's seen a massive uptick. Actually, I'm sure that the day after.
Yeah, I mean on DBS
there was a
decks,
website reported that it had it instantly went to like the second most played deck
on DBS decks. The most loads of people made Soul Striker decks.
I mean,
I can see why they made it. Yeah, it's the obvious replacement, but I think people will quickly realize it's not that good because people can just starve you out at 8 life.
Yeah.
And if you're not playing,
it has the green variant has the Gohan now as a tool to help yourself awaken. But
you've got 4 of them, and you've got to draw them.
But it's starving people out what people do now. That's what you need to think about. Because
I mean, I just used to
the game's that fast now that if the aggro decks are just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, keeping people at 8 life, then they're not winning.
I mean, with SS3, going back to the set 2 format, I played Soul Striker. I played Soul Striker, and opponents wouldn't. I mean, they would try and starve me out, but at some point they know I was going to draw that result of training, and awaken at 7 life if they left me at 7. That wouldn't have been good for them. So generally, they do kind of hit you down to 6.
But the thing is, you won't be playing results of training anymore, would you?
Well,
because
you
that
wouldn't.
Exactly. So, I mean, my tactic.
You think you wouldn't, but at some point, if you were committed to the deck, and everyone was starving you out, then you would play it, and then it would be really good.
But I don't.
Swings and roundabouts.
But again, is starving people out what the meta is about nowadays?
No, especially not when scrambling comes out. You just have to aggro down.
If you go to theoretically, if you go to the event in October and you're the only Soul Striker player, I imagine people will just hit you, and that's how you win games. But they're also not going to hit you because the meta is about hitting people.
And that's how you'd win games as well.
So
You just need to know how to deal with your opponent.
They have to hit you. If you're playing an aggro deck that wins on turn 2 or turn 2/turn 3, then you're not going to sit there and go, "What I'll do is I'll wait 3 turns." Surely not.
No, I mean the only reason they had to starve out Soul Striker before is because you didn't have a turn 2 kill. You didn't have. I mean, we don't have a turn 2 kill right now, but we have turn 3, turn 4 kills.
I can, all I do remember is playing against it, where I was playing Mecha Freezer at the time. I was playing the Soul Striker list, but with Mecha Freezer after the errata. So pretty much the only difference was I was playing yellow, green, blue, whereas they were just playing green, blue.
Yeah.
And I always just felt in a stronger position to wait to grind them out because I could kind of self-awaken, and I also had the backup Bloodlust to stop their Kale, which was the most powerful play at the time. So I don't think the meta is right to be able to starve people out anymore, but I think I'd probably fall into the trap of trying to starve them out until I realised that that's not what you should be doing anymore. Yeah. I'd have to make the mistake before I realised.
Sure. Yeah, it's all about learning how to deal with the meta. But yeah, I think we have gone through everything now.
Yeah.
So yeah, to summarize, Hooligan, Trunks, Cell, and any Bloodlust leader. So, I mean, similar to what we have right now, and like Tournament of Power, basically, except replace SS3 with Hooligan.
Yeah, exactly.
And I suspect the North American meta will kind of be like that as well. Replace SS3 with Hooligan.
Yeah. Obviously, Hooligan much more prevalent because of Scrambling Goten. I think once we get Scrambling Goten, Hooligan will be the most popular deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think if we do get it, I don't think the people that are playing the deck will have enough time to actually practice the deck efficiently enough to not make errors. So I do think that a lot of the wins you'll get when you play against Storm will be them not playing correctly.
One of the things that came out after the Chris Welch win with the blue-yellow was the sequencing. So I think a lot of players picked up that deck after the Hooligan took the event, and they didn't play it well because they played it like the meta was the same. But once the meta shifts, then you have to play it differently. Just depends on what you're up against and what the builds are like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll end on that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Liam and Nathan, for coming on this week. Is there anything you guys want to add? Any shout outs?
Oh, no. Just good luck to everyone when it gets around to it. I think there's about 3 weeks now, aren't there?
Yeah, until the
event. So anyone who turns up, hope you have a good time.
There's still spaces for that, so you guys can sign up for that. Run by London Players Guild. Is it buy tickets at buy TCG cards?
Yes, I think it's all on there.
Yeah, so check that out, and yeah, I'll leave the links in the description to this video. So yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you everyone for watching this video, listening to this podcast. Quite long this week. Went through quite a lot of stuff, but we had a good time. So leave a like on the video, leave your comments below. What do you guys think will be the North American and the UK metas? How is that going to shape up? And I will see you guys next time.